Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we are going to do our 2024 Artist Gift Guide. Now this is not exhaustive. This is just some things that I thought would be fun to give for artists, things that are good quality, things that probably your average artist is not going to have. So if you've got that artist, it's like, oh my gosh, they have everything. There should be a few things on this list that will spark some joy and some curiosity for them. And yeah, the price points are going to range from probably $5 to about $100, and you can pick and choose. And of course, if you have an artist in your life that knows what they want and tells you, then that's probably the best bet. Or if they know what they want and they tell you and it's way over your budget, you can always do a gift card to their favorite art supply store so they can put it towards their gift. Never let a budget or creativity get in the way of you giving something meaningful to the artist in your life, because it can be very confusing to pick out art supplies. So I've tried to pick out a few really solid ones that I think are a good value that hopefully the artist in your life doesn't have already. It's going to mainly be kind of like watercolor sketching focused. So if you have any, I have reviews on a variety of different products. If you have a question about anything in particular that you know that I've reviewed, you can always search for a review on my channel, or you can even just ask me in the comments below and I can help you out. But yeah, it's going to be very watercolor focused. Anyway, we're going to start off with this easel here. This is a little pochade box or sketch easel. I put a little tape in there just because I wanted to hold that little plastic thing in place. But what it is a wooden box, and it can fit a tripod mount. So whatever tripod you have, you can put the foot onto the bottom of this. And that's why I've just left it like this, because it's really handy to grab and paint outside with. But you can also set it on your lap, or you could, if you're somebody who likes to paint from the couch or in bed or whatnot, it's just kind of a nice compact little setup here. Now it is really right-handed focused because there's only one water cup. I wished it had two water cups, one on each side, but this is just how it is. And you got a mixing area, you've got empty wells, I think 27 empty wells. You can put whatever paint you want in there. There's a slot there that you could put travel brush, you could put a regular brush. You may be able to fit a water brush, but I don't think it will shut the entire way if you have a water brush in, depending on how thick it is. And then you have, I just put tape in here because I don't like this thing flopping around, but you can obviously, it doesn't come with the tape in there, it comes like this. And I just store my swatch under there. And this can be used as an extra mixing space, or what I tend to do is take this clip here and either clip my sketchbook or my paper to the top here. And the tension hinges on there, there's torque hinges, they really do hold your paper. This is, again, just wobbling because I still have my tripod mount in there. And you've got a little brass cup for mixing water. I think this would be actually pretty good if you were, I did like using it outside. I have a full review on this product, but I think this would actually be pretty nice if you've got somebody that generally likes to work from bed. Maybe they can't get out and about so much, or they don't have a lot of space or a lot of mobility. I think something like this with a water brush would work really well, because you've got everything kind of contained. You could put a little sponge in here or a paper towel, fold it up, and then when you're using a water brush, you could dab it off. And the other nice thing is there are some pretty strong magnets here, so if you already had and I don't know if I necessarily would recommend buying it for this purpose, but if you wanted something just like a folding piece of board that you could take out on a tripod, you can stick your watercolor palette, your steel watercolor palette, standard palette, to these magnets and go with that if you didn't feel like filling those up. But that's totally up to you. I think these come out there. I think I use glue dots to stick them in, actually. But yeah, this is I think this is a neat thing. It's around $72, and there was a $10 coupon code last I looked on Amazon. But I know there's a Facebook seller out there. I think they're like a drop shipper, because people say they take a long time to get them. They're selling this for about $150, so I would definitely buy this through Lightwish on Amazon, because it's cheaper and it'll get here quick, like Amazon products. So there is that. And you can check out the reviews for any of these products I'm going to show you and learn a little bit more about them before you buy. So that's kind of a little bit on the splurge side. This one is really fun, and this I think would be just excellent for anybody beginning watercolor, or anybody that wants a nice travel portable thing. I love this for car rides. Whenever I have 3 kids, and when they were little, I would make them up a little. I'd give them like a clipboard and a coloring book and some art supplies so they could be entertained while we were having a long long road trip. So this here has, it's like a nurse's clipboard. It's got a top container where you can put finished paintings or swatches or whatever. It has a bottom container which has 20 sheets of cotton watercolor paper, and then when you're ready to paint, you would just, you know, clip your paper like that. It has, and it also comes with a set of 48 Meliang watercolors. And I really like the Meliang watercolors. I use them in several of my classes. This one has your 36 standard colors and 12 metallics, so it's their set of 48. It's the same colors in their 36 set here, or if you get the 48 set, no matter what kind of box it comes in, it's the same colors. But it's I like this tin. It gives you a little more room for mixing, and I love how it's all compact, and there's a little space here if you want to put a pen or a brush or whatnot. Very well thought out. You could even put like a little eraser or something in there. And just to show you what these paints are like I said, I use the Meliang paints in my classes, some of them anyway. I use them on all of these paintings here in my new Line and Wash Botanicals. And by the way, you can gift any of my classes. There is a buy class as a gift button on the checkout page of any of my classes if you wanted to buy a class for somebody. So that is a great option. All right, so the next thing I want to share would be another palette. So like I said, I think I said this is about $53. Now generally, Paul Rubens, Meliang, they will put their things on sale around Black Friday and stuff. So if you don't need it right away, you might even wait a bit and see if the price drops, because they do run some pretty good sales. And this next thing, I think, is the last thing from the Paul Rubens company. They just do a really good paint for very low prices. Now this one, the quality is very similar to the Meliang paints, maybe just a little touch better, but they are a student grade paint. This is their rainbow tin. It comes with, actually comes with one more pan of ultramarine blue, so it comes with 26 half pans, and it's in this beautiful rainbow tin. Lots of mixing area. I think this is such a pretty, I love the tin. I'm a sucker for cute tins. It does not come in the fancy box like a lot of their other things do. There's a swatch if you want to see what the colors look like. I'm not sure if the review for this is up yet, but I have reviewed it, and I know I have a tutorial using this set, so you can look that up as well. But if the review isn't up at the time this goes up, it will be up like in a week or two. But their paints are lovely, very much like the Meliang, and it's just kind of a pretty cute tin if you're looking for something unique for a Christmas present. I believe this is around $40. But again, like I said, you can always check out Black Friday sales, because they tend to really lean into those sales and give you some good discounts. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is a little bit more of a splurge. This is the Tonic watercolors. This is the mixing set, and it gives you 6 colors, and it's a split primary mixing set, which is what I recommend when somebody is learning how to mix colors. So you've got a warm and a cool version of every primary, which is 6 pans in all, and then you get an empty ceramic pan. So these are neat because the pans are really big. You get, these are all single pigment. You get 7 half pan equivalent in one of these pans, and I'll show you what I did with mine, because this is how they come. They come stacked up in this little package. Really great stocking stuffer, even though it's a kind of a pricey stocking stuffer. But this is the size of the pans. They are about 2 inches wide and 7/8 of an inch deep. And the empty pan, I just put some burnt sienna paint in. And it had no problem taking a 15 ml tube of paint in that, and I probably could fit an extra 5 mLs once it shrinks down. But this is a wonderful set. The colors are vibrant, they mix really well, and definitely it's a brand new product, so I doubt that anybody that you know would have it, that you're getting gifts for. And even if they do, or have these colors, they probably have these colors in other sets because they're very popular colors you use a lot. They're colors you're going to use up. And I don't know, I love the novelty of the ceramic pans, and they are going to be coming out with more colors. I think they're trying to eventually, over the next couple of years, have 36 colors, and they're going to be coming out with a lidded tray for them. But I just recycled this old, this Jane Davenport tin, because I love that tin, and it fits those perfectly. But those are the Tonic watercolors. They're made by St. Louis Art Supply right here in the United States, and the quality is fantastic. And I do have a $5 off coupon code if you've never ordered from them before in the video description, so you can check that out if you want. And by the way, all the links are, I don't know, I think all the links in the description, at least in most of them, will be affiliate links, which means I do earn a small commission on the purchase without costing you any more, but I just want to let you know that. The next thing, and this is probably our last like watercolor paint product, this is a little set by Hanam Mula, and this is their bookmarks, which you're probably thinking, Lindsay, this is insane. Why would you buy watercolor bookmarks when you could just use the offcuts from your paintings? And yeah, you totally can. But I don't know, I'm a sucker for something novel, and this is a pad of watercolor paper, bookmark size pages. And you get, and it's 100% cotton, but you also get 3 half pans of Schmincke Horadam watercolor, which is their extra fine artist grade. You get lemon yellow, cad red light, and helio cerulean. And you also get a little mini Da Vinci watercolor brush. And just for, I mean, it's just a kit. It's what you need to make these little postcards, bookmarks. And I thought this is such a cute novel gift and perfect stocking stuffer. It's around, I think Blick has it for around $14. And yeah, I mean, what artist wouldn't love that? And again, I'm always looking for things that would be good for people with mobility issues, maybe people that don't have a lot of space, and you could sit on the couch and you could paint these. You know, you could be sitting in bed and you can paint these. And I really believe in making art for everybody, making accessibility for everybody. And you know what? If you're watching this and you're like, I'm broke, I can't afford to buy any presents. Maybe you have some stuff in your stash and you can like, okay, you can say, I can get an Altoids tin, I can cut down some watercolor paper and make some bookmarks and make your own, DIY your own. So use this idea, use the gift guide for ideas. Because I know times are tough. You might not have $14 to put into a gift, but you have creativity because you're watching this channel and you're an artist, so you can make some really cool gifts as well. But I thought this was pretty well priced because Schmincke watercolors are pretty expensive, so to be able to try 3 and get a little brush and cotton watercolor paper, I thought was a pretty good deal. The next thing I want to share is this was a bit of a whim, but I saw this in a bookstore and I was going to buy it because it was a set of 8 fountain pens and they're refillable. For $15, and I saw it at BAM, but the lines were so long and I was just like, no, you don't need any more fountain pens. And then I went home and I searched this product, and the reviews were great on Amazon, and they were $20, not $15. So I was kicking myself. And then I found these on sale at Blick. So I ordered a pack for myself and a pack for a gift, and they are wonderful. They are just watercolor ink, so you could sketch with them and then take a wet brush and pull the ink around. The nibs write nicely, and they are refillable. You can get packs of the cartridges to fill these colors up. They're a nice little pen. They've got a nice kind of rubberized grip to them, so they feel good to hold. And yeah, they're just nice, and I like that they're refillable. They didn't fit any of the cartridges that I had, so I don't know if there's empty cartridges that you could put your own inks in. But I do know some people will use like a syringe and refill the little cartridges that come with them. But you can get refill cartridges for these. Uli's a pretty, I don't know how big of a company it is, but you see it in all the bookstores. I've used several products from them in the past and haven't had a problem with them. But I will link these to Blick. I don't think they're still on the sale. I think they had them marked at the wrong price because I paid like $5 or $5.09. I think I ended up paying like $5.06 or something for each of these packs. So that's why I figured I'll take a gamble and buy a couple so I have one for a gift. And yeah, very, very worth the price at $15. I thought that was just kind of really nice for any stationery lover or anybody looking to get into fountain pens that maybe is afraid of ruining an expensive one. These are a great entry-level product, I think. A couple other watercolor things I wanted to share, and I know I've shared this one before, and they would be ceramic palettes. And they could be from whatever company you like. This one's by Meeden, and they have a lot of really creative palettes, and they're not too expensive. You can find gorgeous handmade watercolor palettes. I'll show you this one here by Mr. Seth Makes on Etsy. Now, it's dirty, so it's like, oh, I don't want to show the dirty palette, but it's lovely. It's so nice to mix on a ceramic palette. And if you, like I mentioned, get the ideas and then do your own thing. You can go to thrift stores. You can find ceramic egg dishes, like, Easter egg, white Easter egg, like deviled egg dishes. You can find really cool vintage white ceramics that you can use for palettes. So that's a great way to find some cool watercolor palettes on a budget. Now, this is a really big one that I bought, that I set my gouache in. I'm going to show you because this one has a cover. This is heavy. This is for studio use only because it is so heavy and cumbersome. But I wanted to have something that I could put my some of my gouache in, some colors I use a lot, and let them set up if they wanted to. And I haven't had any issues with mold. It's got a nice cover to keep dust off of it, but it's not airtight, so I don't have to worry about a mold. I think it's when mold tends to happen. I have never had an issue with gouache molding, but so it could be that just my climate doesn't really foster that. But this is such a nice watercolor or gouache palette. But all of their palettes that I've tried, I have another one upstairs that's by Meeden. They've all been really good quality and very affordable. So this one's a splurge. This one's around $40, I think. This one you can find for around $12 to $15, and they're kind of in that range, I would say. Sometimes you can find multi-packs. Like one year for Christmas, I bought a set of 3 Meeden watercolor packs, watercolor palettes. They were square and they had little rectangular components for mixing, and that was a great palette. I have one upstairs on my fun art desk in my bedroom, and I gave one to my sister and one to my mom with some other watercolor stuff, and just wonderful quality products. So a ceramic palette doesn't have to be that, but anything like that. Now, a great budget thing for any watercolorist, and it's something I don't see many watercolorists have, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more, are these soft scrubber brushes. Now these are made by Royal and Langnickel, and they're available in 3 of their different watercolor lines. They're available in the Zen watercolor line. They're available in the Nocturna Pro, and they're available in the Menta watercolor line. And if you get the Zen or the Menta, they have the beveled aquarelle handles, and they're like that resin plastic, so if you forget and leave them in your water, they're not going to get ruined. The Nocturna Pro has a stained and lacquered wooden handle. But I think bristle-wise, they're all very similar. The Nocturna is probably more expensive. These two can be found for under $5 a piece, and they're such a useful brush. And even if the artist on your list already has a soft scrubber, which is, I find a lot of people don't have this brush, they're not going to mind having more. This comes in 3 sizes, a 4, a 6, and an 8, or a 10, a 4, 6, and a 10. Maybe there are more, but I think this is it. And they're great for lifting out highlights on your watercolor painting without damaging your paper. You don't want to get the ones that have white hairs. You want this golden hair ones, and you want them to say soft scrubber. But these are just fantastic, and they're made by Royal and Langnickel. And I mean, I can't think of a better way to spend $5 on a watercolorist than to getting them one of these brushes. Or, you know, splash out, buy all 3 sizes, spend $15, probably less on Blick. And I think that would be a really excellent stocking stuffer or gift for someone. Now, if you want to go a little bit more flashy with a watercolor brush purchase, this one right here, I think this is under, it's definitely under 30. I can't remember the exact price, but these are the Balik. It's kind of hard to find, so you got to search the name, or I'll link it up, but Bialk, and the series is the 1610. Now I think these might be white labeled Art Secret brushes. I'm not 100% sure, but this is just a good all-around set. You've got a couple synthetic quills. You get 3 synthetic quills. You've got a small round. I will say there isn't any really tiny round, so it's not really a good detail round brush here, but if you're looking for those bigger brushes, this has a nice mop. It's got a nice dagger. It's got a nice filbert, an angle, and a flat and a rake. So, you know, this would be great for doing grasses or doing animal fur. It's a nice all-around set. It's just lacking in the tiny detail brushes, but for under $30 in a little case, I think that's a really nice gift, and really nice brushes. And they're kind of unique. You often don't see the flats that are put together like that. And they work really well. So I would recommend that if you want something a little bit more giftable. And then I'm not sure if these will be out yet, but I am re-releasing my brush set with Craftamo. We had some issues on their original run with the ferrules coming loose eventually after use, and so we went back a few times with different factories to try to find, and we did find a more reliable brush maker. But this is a nice, again, with the big brushes, you do have a liner, you have a Taklon round, a Taklon dagger, a cat's tongue, a faux squirrel cat's tongue, a faux squirrel large round, and then you've got a an inch flat, this Taklon. So it's just a good all-around larger set of brush that are, those brushes tend to be expensive when you have to buy them open stock, so I put them all in a kit for around $60. So it is a luxury gift, and I'm not sure if it'll be out by the time this this guide goes up, but it's coming. It's coming, just to let you know. It'll be coming around the mountain at some point. Shameless plug. All right, well, while we're at the shameless plugs, if you have a sketchbook artist in your life, I would recommend, and these are going to be, the original ones will be re-released in November, and I still think we have some in the second release, but these are the Sketchbook Floy layout stencils, and what these are stencils that help you divide up your sketchbook page so that you can easily make grid layouts, you can easily make different collage layouts. There's cat hair on this because my cat has been getting into my armoire where I store product and finished artwork and laying on them. But I have several videos on how to use the Sketchbook Floy stencils and sketchbook examples, but they're just kind of a nice fun thing. Unfortunately, the thing I'd love to recommend is out of stock. It's sold out and won't be back until February, but that would be the universal template, which helps you lay out any type of design that you want. I just wanted to tell you that, so if you're thinking about buying for yourself, that this will be out in February. They're restocking, so yeah, shameless plug over. Oh my goodness. So now the next thing I want to share with you are some more art on the go kits. And I've done a review, I've done a lot of reviews on these products because I think they're really quite nice. So this is the one that I have. This is I've been using for the last couple of years. It's a second version of their Art on the Go kits. This is the Viviva Travel Art sketch pad or folio, and you get a water brush, you get a fine liner, you get a sketchbook, you get the color sheets here, and then this is just all other stuff that I've tucked in there just because, you know, I like to have other things with me. But I use this to sketch in the car and on the couch, places where I don't want to get super messy, but I want to be able to do some creativity. And this version is available on Amazon and at the Viviva website. It's around $50, I think, so it is a bit of a splurge, but you can refill everything. You can refill the pens, you can refill the sketchbooks, you can refill the color sheets. So, you know, you are paying a bit, but for the amount that I've used this, if I were to break it down by cost per use, it would be probably one of my more affordable supplies just because I use it so much. So they have another iteration of this that they've come out with this year, which is called the Meditate with Art Kit, and they come in 2 different sizes. And so do the blue folios. You can get them in an A5 or an A6, and the A6 is smaller. I know that seems weird because we do things in inches in America, but the A5 is the larger one, the A6 is the smaller one. They have the Meditate ones have either a cork cover or a zipper jute cover, so it just depends on what you like. They come in both sizes. So these have, instead of a sketchbook, it's got a coloring book, and then it's got also a reverse coloring pages, which means you use a fine liner and you doodle. You doodle on the in the colored areas. So the only thing I want to warn you about this set is that it comes with these fragrance sticks, which are pretty strong. So before ordering this for somebody, you will definitely want to know what their tolerance for fragrance is, because it's very strong. Once you open it up, it's got a very strong smell of soap. It's not unpleasant, but it's very strong. This also comes with a QR code to take you to some guided meditations. So you can put on their YouTube videos, basically. So you can put that on, light your, no, you don't light the fragrance sticks. I think those are just for laying out because they're so strong. And then you can color and listen to the guided meditation. So it's kind of a neat idea, and I think it's a great thing for a gift. I'll show you the zipper one. I'd probably go with the jute just because I like how it zips up and it would keep all of your supplies safe. Because that's something I do run into with this, is sometimes I'll have it tipped and I'll lose some stuff out of the thing. So I would recommend this one. But again, this just comes with a smaller coloring book. This is the A6, and there's different themes that you can choose from. There's 3 different themes, so you could have a look. But the fragrance sticks are strong, and I'm in my closed office filming room right now, and whoo, baby, there's some strong fragrance. So I just want to let you know, I don't think I'm somebody that's bothered by fragrance, but it definitely stands out to me as being strong. So I'm sure it would be for other people. And I thought that one of these 3 would just be a really fun gift for I've had that for 4 years. No, 2 years. That's when Inktober 2022, and then I had the one before that. But I gave that one away when I got this one because the old one just had little slits for stuff. Didn't have a gusseted pocket, and I like that big chunky pocket better. But anyway, that's that. I think that's a really fun, gift. Oh, something else that I think. Oh, I also want to show you if you're buying for somebody that goes through a lot of paper. And I bought these actually to go in, it's a 2-pack, I bought that to go in this one for the next time I run out of my sketchbook paper. These are mixed media pads. You also have watercolor and drawing, but Blick has these Art Pop pads, and they are in a 2-pack, and the 2-pack is like $1 more than the single pack. So if you're buying art supplies for kids, or even just friends, if you have a lot of friends who are artists and you want to make like a gift basket, these are a great deal for being able to get a bunch of good quality art pads for a low price. But especially I was thinking if you have a couple kids and you're trying to, or grandkids, and you're trying to like put a gift together, and you want to have a sketchbook, and I like the mixed media paper just because it can handle drawing. It's not as expensive as watercolor paper, but it can handle watercolor and ink and all of that. So it's called Premium Plus Art Pop Mixed Media Pad. But look for the 2-packs, because the 2-packs are just about the same price as the 1-pack. So I just want to make sure you're getting your most bang for your buck there. But I got that to go in my Viva box. All right, now we're going to do some novel art aids, art tools here, if you will. Now this was a gift from my husband for me, and it is a beautiful little compass. So you would just basically trace a circle in the middle, and it will do circles from about 1/2 inch up to 3 inches. So is it the most practical thing in the world? No, it isn't, but I've wanted one of these, and I just think it's kind of fun to play with and look at, and it is functional. So it is kind of like for the artist that has everything, or a drafter or something like that. It's just kind of fun and novel. And then I have a couple other things I want to share with you. This here are the art dice. And so if you're stuck for ideas, what you can do is take all of them or a few of them, and you could dump them out, and then you could see what comes up. Paint something old, paint a fish, paint something with a color purple, paint something in an impressionist style. So it gives you a bunch of different options that when you're stuck, it just can help unstick you a bit. So the art dice, a lot of fun there. And they're about $20 by 2 tumbleweeds on Amazon. The next thing I wanted to share was this art deck, and this is by this is a Palette Scout by Zolly. Now this is kind of I need to review this, but I'm not necessarily down with the instructions that come with it. But what I do think is kind of fun is having these large chips of color that you can kind of do some color schemes and color plans with and play with if you just like to kind of play with color. It's just kind of a fun thing to play with. I don't know how practical it is, but it is a lot of fun just to kind of put colors out. Like if you're trying to design a room or pick colors for, you know, paint or whatnot. It's just kind of a fun thing to have around. If that's something that you think the person in your life would enjoy. But if you have the budget for it, my #1 pick would be the Color Cubes by Sarah Renee Clark. I have a whole video review on these. I've used them in a couple of my classes. They give you pre-made color palettes that you can use for making paintings. Sometimes I just like to draw one and sketch whatever is on the card. They are wonderful, they are pricey, but they are worth it. And you get 500 cards if you buy both sets. And I just like to draw something at random and say, okay, I'm either going to use the color or I'm going to use the picture or something, and go from there. So I hope you enjoyed this gift guide. I enjoyed bringing it to you. I know it's not all the wonderful things in the world, but it does give you some ideas and a place to start off with. So links are in the video description. Please give me a thumbs up if you like these types of videos. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye!